4. Now, what ABC has done is to account for the sale of the shares by reporting a profit in the group profit and loss account. I need your conclusion here. Have we disposed of the sub? Have we lost control of the sub? Yes or no? No. No. Good. Good. Yeah. And the reason we haven't disposed of the sub is the reason we've still got control. We've still got the same directors. They're still doing the same things. And you can control a company with less than 50%. And one of the circumstances is when the other shareholders are widely dispersed amongst unconnected individuals. They have accounted for it as a disposal, so they have reported a profit in the accounts. But really, it's a control to control. And because it's a control to control, there should be no profit. So I sort of understand their creative accounting desire. And if there was an ethical angle here, I could say, oh, they've made a mistake. Oh, that's unethical. But oh, I think they've made a deliberate mistake. And that's a lack of integrity. But ethics wasn't being asked here. So, control is about having power, exposure, and the ability to use the control. Control is where we have power, exposure, and the ability to use control. Despite holding 45%, control is maintained. We have the same directors, so we remain in power. They're using the same policies, so we remain in power. We have the ability to do that. We are holding shares, so we have exposure to variable returns. It is possible to control, to have power over a company with less than 50% where the other holdings are widely dispersed. And that is exactly the situation that we have here. So this is a control to control. This is a control to control. And therefore there should be no profit reported. There should be no profit reported. It remains a subsidiary. We should continue with acquisition accounting. We should continue to consolidate. Blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Good. Good. You have survived, I think, our first session without using a calculator. What we're going to do now is take a short break, and when we come back from the break, I will give you an opportunity to do some calculations. Of a control-to-control nature, of a disposal nature, now that we are comfortable with what those scenarios are. By the way, as a throwaway comment, if you do control a company with less than 50%, please make some disclosures. Please make some disclosures. Yeah, please do it. You know, disclose in the notes. Yeah, where control is less than 50%, where control less than 50%, there must be a full disclosure in the notes justifying how it is that you're able to control a company with less than 50%. And remember, there are a number of different circumstances. You could, as you have got here, widely dispersed, unconnected other investors. So we own a single block of 45% of the shares, but the other 55% of the shares are held individually by 55 people who are strangers to each other. We are therefore able to control the company. The other scenario, or another scenario, is where you have potential voting rights. So you have options. So you own 45%, but you have the right to buy another 10%. And if you've got convertible loan notes, or the right to buy another 10%, that gives you, can give you control. Because the threat or your ability to exercise that option means that they will listen to what you say. The other scenario is where you buy shareholder agreement. So by shareholder agreement. So the other shareholders may give you their sort of power of attorney, whatever, may give you their authority so that you exercise their votes on their behalf. Now, yeah, we do need to take a break. But it's a very small thing to say, make proper disclosures. You know, the accounting standard, IFRS 12, does specifically say, look, hang on a minute, if you are controlling a company from a minority perspective, justify that to your shareholders. Explain what is going on. And it would be something that you would have to keep under review. Because if we own 45%, on the basis the other 55% are widely held by unconnected individuals, we could own our 45%, own our 45%, own our 45%. Meanwhile, somebody comes along and starts buying up the other shares. And if they buy enough of those shares, and they start to own 51% of the shares, we've done nothing, and suddenly we've lost control. So vaguely be aware that this is something that you should be making a disclosure about and keeping under review, justifying it so your shareholders have a proper understanding about what is going on. Downstairs, there is a canteen. It won't be open at the weekend, I don't think. But it is down to that canteen that I am heading. So there will be some water down there. But it is 10 to 4, so I'm going to suggest that we take a short break at this stage, and then when we come back from the break, there'll be some numbers for you to play with. Thank you very much. That's been a good first session.